welcome firstly to Tarot AF. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today what we're going to look at is your journey, kind of the current energies at play, what the universe and spirit are kind of willing you to do. And I just thought I'd frame that question with a few other bits, because we're going to look at where you've been and then kind of what you need for the journey, what like the current kind of water situation. I'm doing a lot of boat metaphors. I really wanted to put my yellow submarine in shot, but my sisters told me not to. So anyway, so that's why I'm just going to be talking about voyages and boats all the time. And then we're going to look at your future, and so why you need to prepare for that, and sort of where that journey is going to leave you, and just general advice from spirit. So I thought I'd frame it with, what kind of advice on life would my old self give to my current self? Is there something I should let go of to be able to move forward? And what is the most important thing for me in this moment? So those are just a few things I thought I would frame it with. Those are from Empowering Questions. And so now, if you've never been to a pick a card reading before, you essentially look at the crystals and the decks on my table and see which one you feel most drawn to. If you're drawn to multiple, then maybe both messages are for you. So you can go to both timestamps, which I'll post in the information section. Feel free to pause the video, meditate over it, use a pendulum, whatever you think. But just pick intuitively and the message will be for you. As it is a general reading, I won't be able to go into who's going to help you on the journey or what exactly might be in store, but we'll get the general sense and the energies, like I said. So feel free to pause it and look in the timestamps below. Hi there, Pile 1. So if you picked the Opalite Heart, this is your deck. So we're going to start with kind of what energies you and as an individual have, and what you're kind of bringing to your journey and your situation, and what spirit really wants you to harness to push past some of the obstacles that you may be experiencing. So we're going to start with the peacock, and firstly I just want to say how kind and compassionate, and that energy is just bowling me over. You are as well just incredibly intelligent, emotionally, and you know, this is air, so maybe you have some air placements, but I think you are just really considered in your thinking, and I think you've got beauty on the outside as well, and that plumage of a peacock, I think you are that, but also you've just got such a beauty within. I think with this heal the ouch that we've got, I think you do want to heal your relationships with others, and those bonds are really important to you. And with the peacock, I think like culminating in that is, you know, you don't like to have negative energy looming. You like to move past it, and you do just want the obstacles to dissipate so then you can get back on track. You don't want to be bogged down in that. And I really think the why and the thinking man, maybe at the moment you're ready to move past and heal your past energies and your past experiences, and you're looking for something bigger. I mean, the big why question, why are we here? You know, what's my purpose? I think with the thinking man as well, I think that is really what you want to know. I'm sure you know yourself, and you're incredibly, like I've already said, you're incredibly intelligent, and maybe you even got moon kind of water placements in your moon or something, because you are an incredibly nurturing person, and all of these figures are reaching out, and it's almost like, I mean, he's kind of contemplating what's next, but I really think you want to heal the world, you want to heal others. And talking of the world, this is what we are kind of asking about today, kind of that completion and that wholeness, and where we're going and why we're going there. And like I said at the start, the most important thing is, which I think you already do, is looking at our past energies, what we need to move past in order to set sail. We need to learn from our past so that we can, in the present, understand, learn, and with honesty, in ourselves, we can then move forward to the future. That's the way we bring about change. And I feel like you already do that. You like to make sure emotionally you are you're on balance, essentially. So this is essentially what we're going to use as an axle around. But first of all, we're going to look at where you've been. So let's have a look. Okay. So where has pile 1 been? Where are they setting sail from, Spirit? There we go. And then on the back of the deck, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So like I said, you are an incredibly intelligent person, and I feel like your thinking mind has done a lot of the ruling for you in your previous kind of experiences. With the 5 of Swords here, maybe you've suffered a bit of a maybe a self-destructive thought pattern previously that you are trying to leave behind. Sometimes when we're too quick or too cautious, it can kind of be either or. We can then fall on our sword, as it were. And with this 3 of Swords, this Sorrow card, I just get the sense that you may have let the words of others, which is this heal thee out, affect you. And words really, really hurt. Especially if we let, if we're not ready to hear it, maybe, or if we don't think of ourselves in that way, then that can really affect us, and that cuts deep. And I think emotionally you haven't been able to get out of your head. With this 7 of Pentacles, maybe it's something to do with your security or the jobs that you've done previously that someone has commented on. I do feel like there's an external force that has definitely taken some of your force energy. If that doesn't resonate, maybe it's yourself. Maybe you're kind of questioning that why, your purpose and why you're on this journey, and you're looking back at everything you've done so far, all the roots that you've kind of put down in the physical world. And I think, you know, you're looking back and you're saying, have I tried hard enough? Could I have done better? And with this kind of moving past the detours and moving into the right direction, I think you do want to let go of this, and that's why it is in your past. I want to look at your kind of the journey that you're on. So this is what you set sail from, that kind of energy, or what you are setting sail from, that kind of, you're ready for that next step. And I can really see that you're already questioning, and maybe you're going to change career paths. That could be something that you're going to be doing, or maybe you're going to change where you live, what you're studying. I think you have had that. I mean, probably not, but you know, you've had that kind of midlife crisis or quarter life crisis where you're like, oh, what am I actually doing? And I think you are really confident in yourself, and you know who you are, but you just in like outside of your work and everything, as in emotionally, you know who you are and your will. But I think, yeah, I think your thoughts are kind of taking you elsewhere, and so maybe you're questioning that kind of purpose in maybe a job that you had. So let's look at what kind of thing you need to take with you on the journey, or you know, kind of preparing you for those obstacles ahead. So Spirit, let's have a look at pile 1s. What kind of baggage do they need to pack with them in preparation for this destination? I mean, earlier I was just fingers and thumbs and all of them were coming out. So Spirit, can you... Oh, there we go. So... I think you want to come out as well. Great. And the Devil. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this King of Pentacles. So, like we said, you kind of have been assessing and looking back on what, you know, security wise and in your physical world of career and that kind of thing. I think what I'm getting is that you were incredibly successful in whatever you were doing, and you really mastered it. Maybe you studied and you've like finally finished. That could be something. And maybe you had a crisis of thinking like, oh, what am I actually going to do with it? You know, I've now studied. Or maybe, you know, you've had a really successful and long career. And this King of Pentacles energy, I can see that power within you, and that need to leave a legacy and security for your family, or just yourself. You know, that's you. We've already said you're a really highly ambitious person that is constantly looking towards the future, and I think you do. I think you have that hindsight. And with the Seven of Cups here, like, this is really about your dreams and desires, and sometimes they loom so high over us that they cast us in a bit of a shadow. And I think emotionally, what I'm getting is a really strong connection to family. Maybe you're a really strong family person, but the Six of Cups is your deep roots. It's reminiscing about the past and romanticizing it maybe, and emotionally sort of, I think your cup is really fulfilling, and you've got really vibrant and colourful roots, whether that's friends, family, your chosen family. I think that is really important to you. So that's why I feel like you're trying as well to create this stability with this King of Pentacles for them. And I think, you know, when looking back at where you come from, when you might not think that's enough, like maybe you don't feel like you've done enough, and that's why you're worrying about all of this stuff. And the Devil here as well, you know, maybe you have been focusing a bit too heavily on those sort of the physical realm, as it were, you know, money, maybe that's been your driving force and everything, but really you've come from a good place. You've come from your emotional roots and your pull to help, because we've already said, you know, you're a healer, and I feel like maybe you've kind of been in a kind of a trap in your own making, and I think it is an illusion. I mean, the Seven of Cups is really illusionary success. You know, we kind of look at what we want and emotionally, and I think maybe you're kind of, maybe you feel kind of trapped in what you want and looking forward for the future, and you're kind of just, you are obviously, like I've already said, very resourceful, and I think you've got that kind of, I know you're a peacock as well, but I think you're very bullish, and I think you're really driven towards that goal. And I think maybe you've become a bit bogged down in it, and like I said, it's all from that love and need to provide and heal. So now we're going to look at where you're going to. So really, sorry, the kind of energies that you've got at the moment. I think, you know, you are doing this from a place of love, but these thoughts are potentially damaging your progress forward, And you know, all these obstacles, like we've said, they pull you into the right direction. And I think you are questioning why you're doing it. Maybe you've been a real career person, as it were, and you realize maybe that you haven't been there enough in your relationships, but you do have those strong relationships. I can see that, because that is innately in part of you wanting to heal those around you and heal those relationships. So maybe that's what you're trying to do. Maybe you've been focusing too much on work and like kind of making money and your resources for the future, which has all come from love, like I said, but you might have left those emotional connections behind potentially in your dreams and ambitions. So let's see where Spirit, okay, where you're setting sail to. Just, this is with the current energies, and you know, I always say whenever I do readings for friends and family and people, I always say, you know, this is just the current energies that I'm picking up on and where those energies will take you. So when we say future, that is not set in stone. You absolutely have free will, and you can change. If you're not drawn and this doesn't resonate with you at all, maybe go back and pick another stone. But like I said, this is just the future. We can change with oh, I think you really do want to come out with, you know, understanding in the now. Okay. So with this Seven of Swords here, I can see that you are gonna try and plan, because you know how intelligent you are, and I think you are potentially going to maybe try and manipulate the situation. Maybe at work or something like that, you're gonna try and carve out a new course, as it were. Or maybe, you know, your thoughts are kind of almost going to be stolen from you. I feel like a lot of energy is being drained at the moment currently. And I think in quite a garish way. I think you really know it. And with it, because, you know, swords is air, like I can tell you're really caught up in your head at the moment, and in the future I feel like you're either going to expend too much, and really the advice here is to slow down. Just, you know, wait it out, and a new solution or plan will come to you. Whatever you're sort of trying to cook up at the moment, it might be successful, but really the Seven is unstable effort. It's not the world's full completion. It is a Seven. And you know, I think really what Spirit's trying to tell you with these emotional cards and the Star here, I think, you know, the Star is, we wish upon stars, we hope for the future, we pour our energy and our love, and really this is Aquarius energy. So again, air, I'm getting air all over the place. And then with the cups, I'm getting, you know, water signs. So, you know, with the Four, it's kind of, this is the card of loss and hope. I feel like you are going to have to lose some of that thing, those things that have been holding you back, and especially with your thinking mind. I think you're going to have to, I mean, I think maybe you're not asking the right questions, maybe you're not framing it in the right way, or maybe others are questioning you, and that's hard. But I mean, I think you have to see the good out of the situation. Like I said, you really do come from a place of love, and you have that strong emotional intelligence behind you. And with the Eight of Cups, it's all about leaving some, which is so true, because this is what we're talking about. You know, it's important to leave something behind in order to move forward. It's almost abandoning the success you've made so far in order to search for something else. And I think this is emotionally as well, because it's the cups and feeling, but I feel like it's all really tied into each other. You know, I think you are hoping and you are wishing for a different outcome, and you do want to get off these stormy seas and move past it into somewhere new. But really, instead of like what I see in the future, I think this is more like where you need to concentrate your energy in order to move past. So I think you need to try and, I mean, it's so much easier for me to just say it and like I've got all my stuff together, so you know, I can preach to you, but I mean, I'm, you know, no expert in this. But I do feel like you need to try and offload that baggage in your mind, because the peacock, like I said, tries to move past the obstacles and the detour and squash them. And maybe when it comes to this, and I think maybe it's a career where you're really emotionally involved, and you potentially really love your work, but maybe it's just taking up too much of your time, and maybe you need to take a step back and fill your cup away from that situation and really look at what you want, because the Four of Cups is kind of that, it is that crisis question. It's, you know, you've got so much in front of you already, and you know, and you are grateful for that. I can really feel that. But I think you are looking for I think you're kind of in this state where you don't feel like you've got enough, and different opportunities are presenting themselves to you for this emotional growth and well-being, and but actually you've got so much already. So I think maybe you're quite disillusioned with where, you know, with what you want. But like I said, you know, I think really the advice here, and it's, I think you need to take some time away for yourself and really fill up your own cup and check in. Maybe it's through meditation, or distance, and just walk away from, obviously you do not listen to everything that a tarot reader says. When I say walk away, I don't know what your situation is, and this is a general reading, but so it can't, you know, you can't walk away fully, but I mean as in take a step back and try and see it from a new perspective. And really, I think this Star, your dreams and your desires and your wishes that calm after the storm, this is really what this is about. I think you'll find it through reflection and time away, and I think this questioning of why, and the thinking man, maybe someone is going to come and help you along on this journey, and maybe that's why you've got the Seven of Swords is here. Maybe someone is actually going to come and take away some of that restless thought energy that you've got. Yeah, that's really what I'm seeing here. Let me see what kind of advice. We got our Moonology Oracle cards here. Let's look at kind of what advice the Spirit has for you. I think you got more than I anticipated, but I think that's probably just due to my shuffling. I'm all fingers and thumbs. So okay, so again we've got the balsamic moon, a time for healing, and I think, and with the what do you need to release, I think that is, and it's time to release negativity. And what did I say? Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So I really think, you know, I think you do naturally let go of things, but in this situation and on this particular part of your journey, I think you're really finding it hard to move past the obstacles. And maybe that seems so insurmountable at this current moment. And the moon, especially full moon in Sagittarius, is really asking you to look at the bigger picture here. I mean, Sagittarius is, you know, the archer. It's the gods gifted. The story behind it is, you know, gifted Sagittarians with like this precision and ability to, you know, cut through and hit their bullseye, as it was, like as a what's the word, I can't even think, you know, as a great it's gonna come, like bow and arrow person, archer, there we go. Thanks. So I think, you know, I think you do see the little details, and you do, like we said, have these dreams and ambitions which you are very much pointed towards and can see, but I think you do need to take that step back, see if you can release any of that thought energy, and heal. Like I said earlier, maybe it's that emotional maybe you don't feel like you've been emotionally supportive to the people that you want to be. And the new moon in Capricorn, I mean, your hard work, and I told you already, I think you with the King of Pentacles, I think you are such a resourceful person, and you just have a natural aptitude and instinct when it comes to creating resources, and, you know, whether that's money or in your career. I think you are just so driven towards that. And like we said, you try and help others as well, but I think really emotionally you need to emotionally find what you want now. I think you're at that moment where you're kind of like, I've done that. I've created this, I've built this kind of kingdom. And, you know, I think really all your thoughts and your worries are really an illusion, and they're building up with this Devil card underneath that it's time to release the negativity. I think, you know, spiritually, maybe you do need to check in with yourself. And, you know, whether that's you like walking in nature, or you do yoga, or you just breathe, spend 5 minutes breathing. I think that will really help you find some kind of emotional clarity. And the thing is, you have all of the knowledge, the resources, the power to move forward. You do, everything you have within you. It's just a reflection of above, and I know you can move past this, because this is the first card that I pulled for you guys. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. You know, as soon as you jump this hurdle, you will be back on track. And like I said, your intelligence is it's so rare, and I'm so jealous in a lot of ways. And I think, you know, moving forwards, I think you just need to quiet that just for the time being, and rest and rejuvenate, and take a step back. So that's where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you, pile one, if you're still with me here. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi there, pile two, how are you? If you picked the citrine, this pile is for you. So the first thing that jumps out of me is your stability and your grounding and your drive for prosperity. I mean, I just think this is what the foundation that you need, kind of as it's Earth, you know, maybe you have Earth placements, maybe you're a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. But either way, I can see those deep roots that you've got and that you've worked hard to establish. With this kind of hope is the conduit for miracles. I love how the elk's antlers are ablaze with the sun. I think you are someone who constantly looks up for hope, and with this TikTok here, sorry to skip ahead, but I'll come back to commitment. With this TikTok here, I think divine timing is on your side. I think you're going to be presented with opportunities, and with this adjacent possibilities, I feel like there is so much open to you, because I think you've got this, like I said, this grounding, and I think because this stability, it can create such life, beauty and art from that foundation. And I think, you know, whenever someone closes a door, they open a window, but I feel like for you, maybe on this journey, maybe you've had a door close and you're embarking on a new adventure, and you've just got so much you can go for. But I think with this TikTok and this commitment, I think they're both giving you that opportunity, and I think you will take it. You will make that commitment. You need to know what you're committing to. That's all I would say. And just, if it hasn't happened yet and these options haven't come up to you, or maybe you're still in this kind of the doors closing, you are one of those people where you've created your own prosperity, and you will continue to do so. It might be the binding of two different people or energies, maybe it's, you know, a new job or that kind of thing, but either way, when we enter into it, I think you'll know that it's the right path, and that the timing will be everything you wanted, I think. And it's like you can I'm so jealous. You guys can manifest what you want, and I think it comes to you exactly when you need it. And if you don't feel like that, then I think you are capable of it. I think you can manifest. Like, look at these flowers growing for the hope is the conduit of miracles. Like, I think, like I said, you have such a solid foundation, and if you don't believe it right now, I think just wait, it's coming to you. Just it all in good time. That's really what Spirit's trying to tell me. Like, all the obstacles or the doors closing have been for a reason, and new things are going to present themselves. Just trust and know that your spark is what's going to attract that. So the world is going to be our kind of axle for this reading. So this is about wholeness and completion, and really everything the elk sort of stands for, you know, that ability for that fertile ground. And again, the flowers, I love it. It's like it's what you want. You want everything you've been cultivating to come good, as it were. So I'm gonna like everything you've been working for, that's what I want to say, but I'm gonna see what you've been setting sail from, because the most important thing about moving forward into this new step of your journey is learning about where you've been. They say, you know, if you don't learn about your history, then you're doomed to repeat it. So I'm not saying that you're doomed, but, you know, we just want to look at the past energies, what you're stepping away from, and what we can learn from that in order to move forward. So I'm gonna pull some cards for pile 2. So where have they been? What are they setting sail from? Oh, there we go. And on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. So we, like the elk, we've got this page of Pentacles. So I'm definitely getting the vibe that you might have an earth sign, but also with this fire, maybe you're a fire sign, so maybe you're Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. So with this page, I think maybe you've just finished studying, or maybe you are just full of common sense and studiousness. Maybe I think with this as well, you do study the world around you. So when I said you're doomed to repeat it if you don't look at your history, I think you do that already. I think you do look at where you've come from and you do reflect on that. So I'm sorry if that I said that sharply. I didn't mean that at all. But with this Page of Pentacles, I really do think you are, I think maybe you've felt like a disconnect from your abilities to manifest, and maybe you're relearning them and refinding that. And with this fire, the fire that blazes through, and you know don't want to get too environmental, but you know, cuts through forest and that kind of thing to release the earth, and then things can grow back from there. But you know, I think with this Ace of Wands, this really is that stirring up of energy, and I love how your antlers are ablaze. I think you've had that almost eureka moment maybe, or the universe, these ones come at a fortuitous time and a time of change, and that's really what the TikTok, it feels like it's been divinely handed to you, but it's really that just do it, that thumbs up from the universe to go. And usually it would come with kind of a warning label, as it were, to kind of say, you know, try and make sure that you are sure of what the connection is and making that commitment. But whatever you're going to create or invent, I just see you are such a creative person with a lot of willpower, and you really listen to your gut and your intuition. And the reason why the warning label of, you know, slow down, make sure it's right, I think that is important. Make sure that you're making the right connection, but you've just got so much grounding that I think with this Queen of Wands, you are, I can tell how distinguished you're going to be, and how your passion and your energy are just going to drive you forward to this hope. And it might feel like a bit of a miracle that this has happened, with this kind of, this bringing forth of light. It might, and like, this blaze, like, I just get this real feeling that it's that in the belly intuition and will to create. That's what I see, and it is that eureka moment, I think, with the antlers. And you might feel like it's a bit of a miracle, but like I said, it's all within you. I really do feel that. I feel like you've created the solid foundation, the solid earth for this really to kind of be stoked and, you know, drive you forward, propel you. So this is really exciting. I think, you know, your past, I think it's more, you know, we're going to look at it kind of now, sorry, there's a hair on the table. Like what you need to kind of take with you for the journey, or be aware of, or kind of the current energies at play. But I do feel like you've had that that thumbs up, as it were. So let's see. Ooh, didn't even have to ask the question. So let's see what you're kind of taking along on the journey with you. Or maybe what storms you're currently facing as well. Spirit, what is pile 2? What are they kind of facing at the moment? I think you... Oh, 2. Okay. So those 2 were actually from the previous deck as well, but they were sticking out, so I feel like they're for you as well. So we have Justice here, which maybe at the moment, like with the commitment, maybe you are taking that time to weigh up your options. And the Queen of Swords, you know, it can be, I think your fear is that you don't want to live in your dreams. You do want to ground your will into your reality because you are so grounded. But I feel like there is a kind of weighing up with the justice, you know, this is exactly what we were talking about, you know, to understand where you're going and to change your future, you really need to look with honesty and learning in the present so you can propel yourself there. And I love how you've got the tree and the flowers here, which is just reminiscent of all the things I've been saying about you as an individual. Like, you are just such a bed for growth. And I think at the moment you're kind of toying between this star and the Queen of Swords. I think, you know, maybe you're being quite cynical about the opportunity, or maybe you're doubting like whether you can do it, maybe. But the thing is with the star is you've got this drive and this desire, and you know, we wish upon the stars, we follow them, they're our guiding light, and you know, you pour with faith and honesty into its sort of pool to move you forward. And I think with this Eight of Cups, I think maybe with the fire and now this water, you might need to temper the fire a bit. So I know I said it wasn't a warning, but because you've got this fertile earth, but I think at the moment you are questioning whether it's the right commitment to make, which is, you know, absolutely fine. You need to go in with a level head. And these thoughts creeping up, you know, our thoughts come from us. So, you know, they are there to protect us. You know, it's our past experience, and the experiences of the past will affect the outcome for the future. So all the work you've put in the past is that bed. And of course you can grow whatever flowers you want in there, that's fine. But I think that's really what you're going to do with this star. But maybe you need to take some time just to really figure it out with this Eight of Cups. This is sort of leaving something behind to kind of search for something else. So maybe it's this adjacent possibilities, you know, maybe you've got so many options on the table, so you just want to double check that this is what you want, this opportunity that's presented for you. And usually with like the TikTok and the wands, like the kind of just do it, they can be they might feel like fleeting possibilities, but because of the sense that I'm getting of you, and because you are really considered, and I can tell you're really thoughtful, you're not going to just rush into something. I think, you know, you do want to consider all your options, but I really do feel like with this Eight of Wands, I think you're going to do what makes your heart happy, and follow that dream, because that star is just really calling out to me on here, you know. Yeah, I do think this, we'll see. I don't want to, you know, say, like I said, you make your own decisions, and it's your free will whether you want to take this opportunity or not. But I think you've got everything within you to make it succeed. You know, you've got the earth, you've got that grounding, you've got that willpower and intuition, but you've also got that thoughtfulness and that kind of penetrating mind that can really try and see clarity. But you've also got this emotional awareness. I feel like you are a very, very balanced individual, and maybe on the journey, the questions that you're kind of the questions and the opportunities that you're being given or asked, you do just want to take that time, and that's absolutely fair. Like, you know, only fools rush in. So yeah, let's look at kind of where you're setting sail to. And like I said, this is all free will, so this is not, and this is also a general reading, so you know, it's not completely tailored to you, and you know, you can change it. Like I said, with the Justice card, you can change your future if you want to. You can. This is just the current energies that I'm reading. So kind of, where is pile 2? There we go. Where are they setting sail to? Okay, and on the back of the deck we have, okay, so this is really interesting. So you've got another ace card, and this time it's the Ace of Cups, and also you've got the 10 of Cups. So I mean, emotionally, I just feel like you are gonna find emotional completeness, and kind of, this is really a full heart, and the full heart in friendship and family, and this cup, you can just see it's the universe's way of asking you to drink deeply, like grasp that opportunity. And with the imagery of the Queen of Swords, with these undertones of emotions, and obviously the cups, I feel like you are going to make this decision based on your emotional kind of gut feeling, as it were, and that opportunity for an emotional growth and experience is going to be presented to you, and you're going to be invited to really drink deep. So the Devil here, this card is, I really like the Devil card. I'm just going to put it out there now, but it's all an illusion, the Devil's magic. And I think with, like we said, you know, you've got a mixture of different energies and elements here, and still in your kind of future, you still got that, you've got this Knight of Wands who, you know, really fervent energy, maybe. And I mean, it's also the card of, you know, flight and change, and kind of following your inspiration and your gut. And I really do feel like, I mean, fire and water, they obviously are opposing forces, but I feel like in this way, maybe you're going to push past and set fire, like we said earlier with the earth. Maybe you're going to set fire to those things that are grounding you in things that, like the materialism of the world, maybe. I didn't really get that you're a material person, but with that earth energy, maybe sometimes you do let money or your career or that kind of thing overshadow your will. But remember that, yeah, the Devil is a complete illusion, and we're actually not bound as tightly. And as soon as we realize that we're free, and these are just like the physical things that distract our mind, and we look emotionally to what we want, and it's that completion, which is the world, like 10 of Cups. I mean, this is just happy family, community. I feel like you are just going to have that emotional completeness, and I know, and you know, I feel like it's not going to dampen the fire within you, that will and that energy to move forward, but I think it is going to root you and really, you know, make those flowers grow, you know what I mean? It's just gonna, I think you're gonna go for the emotional possibility here, and what feels right. I think you are gonna take that, you know, that commitment. You're gonna feel with your heart, and not necessarily your will or your thinking mind. I think you're just gonna I think you will do this reflection, this 8 of Cups, and choose what makes your heart glad. Because the devil, because it's like accessed on these two, kind of, not accessed, what am I talking about? Because it's the Knight is traversed by these two things. I feel like maybe it's the two opposites that's pulling, but I like the fact that the Knight is looking towards the heart as well. I think you're going to leave this devil energy behind and not let it rule you. Yeah, I think you're gonna look inwards, and I think it's gonna really breed amazing opportunities and things. So yeah, so let's look at your let's look at more advice for you. So Spirit Ball. So we've got Hold Your Vision, a Fixed Moon. So for pile 2, I think you want to go. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Okay, and on the back of the deck, we've got the answers you need are coming. So with the Hold Your Vision, this is really the Wands. So look to where you want to go. And like I said, the free will element of this, I think, you know, even past all the opportunities that might be presented to you, and even if, you know, you feel like you're being drawn to a path but actually it's not sitting well with you, hold your steadfastness. Like, I think with the Knight of Wands here, you are one of those personalities. Maybe you've got some fire placements, maybe, you know, the Knight is ruled by Leo, or maybe, you know, you're Aries, like I've already said here, or Sagittarius. But I think you can follow your intuition and your dreams and your hopes, and like the Star, hold that in your mind. And really a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Justice, Libra, look at the imagery. Like, I think the efforts that you've put in, and like I said, that grounding that you've put in your past, I think is just fertile ground. And, you know, the answers you need is coming as well, Gemini. Maybe you're waiting for that eureka moment, or maybe you're just about getting it. But like with the Queen, you know, you're still trying to get clarity. Maybe you know your mind hasn't been made up yet, but it's going to fall into place. Like, I think you do just need to trust that it's going to happen with this Star. Focus your energy there, and yeah, I think the look inwards, the hold your vision, like we were talking about with these cups, you know, find emotionally what you want and make sure you hold on to that. But I think this is amazing, and I can't wait. Like, comment in the comment section anything that resonated, if it did, if it didn't. If you felt drawn to another deck and this completely didn't sound like you, then please go back to the start and pick another. But I do feel like there's some really great things on the horizon for you. Just hold. I can just see you like I keep saying throughout this whole thing, and that's really what Spirit wants me to stress to you. And maybe you don't hear it enough, but you just have such balance, and maybe these possibilities are sending you a bit off because you just don't know what to pick. And the possibilities, I mean, so many people would kill for all of, I think, the possibilities that are coming your way. And I think you know that, and you do, because I feel like this is a pivotal time and it is going to be a change. I think you do want to make the right one, and just trust that you will. You know, your gut and your intuition and your feeling are going to help you through this time. And yeah, I just love this. Win-win outcome is forecast. You've put in the work, so you deserve it. You really, really do. Thank you so much, Pile 2. If you're still with me through all my bumbling, thank you so much for watching. Hi there, Pile 3. If you picked the Rainbow Moonstone, then this one's for you. I just want to firstly start with this dolphin energy. I just get the impression that you are a healer, and you just have this nurturing and giving energy, and it comes from a place of pure love, and you're really joyful. Maybe you're in the arts, and either way, I just think your words have healing energy, and I think it all comes from within. You know, I think you're maybe spiritual, or you know, very much are guided by your higher self. And with this moonlight here, I think your intuition is what rules you. I mean, I think instinctually, you just know what you need to do. You know yourself, you know how to nurture yourself. But with this, I feel like maybe you're going through a time, or maybe the energies are feeling like maybe you made a misstep and you just don't, maybe you're doubting your intuition a bit, or maybe you're just not listening to that voice. And you know, with the flexible here, like, I just know you have really deep roots. You're this steadfast person, and maybe the winds of change are coming, and or maybe like an external situation has kind of, maybe it feels like it's given you a bit of a battering, and you feel like you've had to bend to the will of another, or bend to a situation. And with the dolphin, maybe you've had to like swim away from your pod, or you know, your current. I just feel like you just have such a big network around you, like a supportive family, friend, chosen family network, and you are the center, and you are just who everyone comes to, kind of like an agony aunt sort of thing situation. But I think you have this vibrancy and this life about you, and you're just such an attractive personality, and it really comes from love, and you want to heal the world and heal others and help others, and just be of service. And maybe you're in the creative arts, so you engage with people through that form, or maybe you are a healer, or potentially you are attracted to divination. Maybe you speak to people through words or oracles or that kind of thing. But either way, you have pure joy from it. And you not listening to your intuition, that's not like you. I can tell that straight away. So whatever this situation is, I feel like maybe you've been through it before, but maybe this time it feels a bit different, because the external forces have really changed potentially. So we're going to use the world as an axle, and this is going to kind of, the world is our accomplishments and completion in the fullest sense, in terms of unity with our higher self, but also our kind of physical body and superconscious. And it's really the manifestation of everything in the world, and that's really the journey. That's where we're all headed towards, and all of our achievements and victory that brings. So yeah, let's use that as an axle, and let's look at kind of what energy you're setting sail from. So Spirit, what is pile 3 setting sail from? Okay, so this is really interesting. So you I feel like a situation, maybe it's from others, maybe their words, or their feelings to a situation, potentially, that you've maybe helped nurture them in some way, and maybe they didn't agree with you, and they said maybe some cutting things, and I think you felt a defeat. And Spirit's saying, wow, it's really heavy, and I think it's weighing really heavily on you. And you know, the Ten of Swords, it's basically, it's kind of, it's almost bending to those circumstances, and really falling to death to them. So I think maybe your thought energy, maybe you're completely drained and your thoughts were the thing that really became the detriment because of what others were saying, and you just couldn't kind of come to handle the situation, and you just needed to surrender, as it were. And the swiftness that it came about, I just feel like it came out of nowhere and it really knocked you for six. And usually I think you, like I said already, you are grounded, you are kind of this strong tree, this wisdomous tree, and you know, the King of Pentacles has a natural aptitude there. They've almost got this bullish energy, which they just want to create, and they want family, and they want and I feel like maybe this has been within your community. Maybe there's been a situation, maybe you gave someone advice or tried to kind of help in the healing of someone else, and maybe they didn't want to hear it. Maybe they didn't want to hear your words or that kind of thing. But I just know you're such a good person, this King. I think you are so strong, and maybe you have some Virgo energy or just some other earth energy, but I really get Virgo from it. But I feel like you want wealth and abundance for those closest to you, and I feel like the situation, maybe it was in like a big catalyst, and maybe it just exploded, and maybe an argument, you know, it's just culminated in this. It's not even self-destruction, because other people's words affect us more than they know, and even if you are the most intuitive person, you know that what they say might have not come from their heart, and more just from their fear or whatever of you potentially being right. I think, yeah, I'm really sorry. That's all I can say. I think it's really hard, and you're just trying to move past it, and because your connections to other people are so important, you've really it's like really shaken you, I feel. So let's look at kind of what baggage you might need to release, or energy, and kind of what storms are there for you, potentially on the journey, or kind of things you just need to be aware of, like the current energies at play. So one's fallen on the floor, so let me just, two have fallen on the floor, let me just get those. So we've got the Sun and the Ten of Cups. And what else does pile 3 need to know? Okay. Oh, you've got a little bit more than I anticipated, but that's absolutely fine. So yeah, let's automatically start off with this death card down here. And if you're new to tarot and you're like, oh my gosh, death, no. It rarely means physical death, so please do not worry. Don't turn off the video. So death is, like I said, we need to release energy, and in order for new energy to come in and enter, and really this is the card of change and transformation, and it's how we accept that change. So I feel like this situation, maybe it was even at work. I'm getting career because of this Pentacles. Maybe you didn't get what you wanted. Maybe your will was strong and it was supposed to be going in this direction, and then suddenly it wasn't, and then you just kind of questioned everything. But this death, it's a way for you to change. And this Sun, this is just lucid light and prosperity and joy. Joy is the ultimate creator, and it is that thing, you know. I think you are going to move past it, because I feel like you've moved past these storms before. I really do. And you're going to embark on a kind of new energy and a new way forth, and you're just going to be enlightened. I think you're going to be enlightened from the situation. You're just going to take it in your stead. And with this Two of Pentacles, this harmonious change, I think you're almost weighing up those things. I really get a strength vibe, like the strength card vibe of, you know, you kind of bringing the two parts to yourself together. Maybe in this situation, maybe your fire energy was really battling against your natural emotions and that kind of thing, and you didn't feel like it was you, because I feel like you are this grounded individual with a lot of water. And even here, like the Queen of Swords, like there's water underneath. I'll come to it, but I think that is your natural state, that more like, I think you're able to manifest things for yourself because you have a really strong foundation, and then it comes from the heart. And this this change that is happening here, like this step from accepting your transformation, you look back at who you were and you learn from it, but you move forward. And I feel like you moving into this sun, and I love how the moon, you know, it transforms and changes each night, and it sets and then the sun rises. And I think I think you are going to have that sun rising moment, and it will be greener and better days. And this, I think, is just like you knowing those two sides of you, and getting back in touch with that more that your grounded roots. Essentially, maybe you feel like it's been in a bit of upheaval with this king. I feel like that's who you are, and that you haven't felt yourself. And this 10 of Cups, I mean, like I said, your community and your family and your chosen family, or whoever they are the most important thing for you. And that sisterhood or like-minded company, I mean, they are what fuels your heart and is where you feel like you soar. And this is full harmony and abode. And I think if this has been a situation with one person or a couple of people, it's going to be healed, this wound. And this Queen of Swords, I mean, underneath it is all this water as well, but I think you are a dreamer. I really, really get that. And you're able to make your dreams a reality, even if you feel out of sorts with that at the moment. But I feel like that's who you are. And I don't actually feel like you've got some, I don't think you've got like the aspects of the Queen where she's cynical or that kind of thing. I don't feel like that's you. I feel like you just want clarity. And maybe that's why it's pointed, the sword's pointing down here. Your intention is the change. Like you want to find the solution to this, because you know you don't feel right at the moment. And you just want to move on in your journey towards this sunlight. And you know that your thinking mind is the thing that's got you there. So maybe you're trying to think your way through the situation, but with this Cups, like you feel things, you always do. And I feel like you'll naturally go back to that instinct and looking towards like kind of that self-reflection. But I think you do want clarity. So let's look at where you're kind of headed to with these current energies in play. Obviously free will, you have it. That wants to come out. You have it. You can change your fate. I'm just reading the current energies from where I see them. But oh, I think you want to come out, don't you? And on the back of the deck we have the Magician. Okay, so I mean, this change, this harmonious change, it's coming. And this Pentacles, this is the opportunity coming at you, and it's like shining forth, like the healer energy, like it's just coming from the divine, and you'll know it when you feel it. And it's just your opportunity for prosperity. And I mean, this is one of the luckiest cards in the deck, really. It's the foundation for full contentment and family. But and like I said, I feel like that is so important to you, your community. And maybe you're going to be presented with the opportunity to join a new community, or maybe you'll join a new career or something like that. But either way, I feel like that's going to be handed to you, and you'll know it when it feels right. And this four of Pentacles, it's kind of the surety of your possessions, which I think you're gonna have, and you know, it's that energy of holding on to what we've got in terms of security and really kind of cherishing it. But sometimes it can kind of form a prison around us and weigh on our hearts and minds. But with the Magician and with all the rest of the elements present, I mean, like I said, I feel like you're a balanced individual, so I feel like this is just your grounding, re-entering back in. But with the Magician, I mean, you are just such a lightning rod for the divine. Like I said, you can just channel that energy, and with willpower and determination, you can just create. And the moon in the background here and the moon here, you'll follow your natural intuition again, and you know your higher purpose. You know what your journey is going to be here, and you have all the tools in front of you to make it a reality. You've just got some power, you really do. And the change is coming. It's shining forth. It's like the sun. It literally, this is your opportunity. This is your that's it moment. And you'll know it when you feel right, because you'll do it from your heart and you will follow it. You'll try and think clearly and keep a level head, which is absolutely natural. But it will be ruled by that. And you'll put in the work. You really, really will. And you'll weigh up all the options. So let's look at your Moon Oracle cards for some further advice. So what does pile 3 have? What advice do we have for pile 3? Spirit. Yeah, you want to come out as well. Okay. So you're very close to achieving your goal. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. It's time to release negativity. Hold your vision. So like we were saying, I mean, I feel like this is happening, this transformation, and the conclusions, like the end to your strife, as it were, and maybe that feeling of defeat, it is coming to an end. And I just saw this crossroads on the bones, and it's almost like, you know, maybe you're at this juncture and you don't feel like the sun has risen yet into your new path and illuminating it for you, whereas usually you feel like things naturally kind of fall into place. But you're really close, you are, and you need to release any negativity you hold maybe potentially about this situation. And I think with the dolphin energy, you are that vibrant person, and you like to move forward from situations. You don't like to hold on to the baggage. And I feel like maybe you're a Scorpio as well because of the water energy, but it doesn't matter if you're not. But maybe the sting in your tail is what this is. Maybe you have these flare-ups where something happens and your will is strong, and you maybe clash with other people, and that can really knock you, because usually you just kind of go with the flow, and you're ruled by your, you know, I think you are ruled by your emotions. So, you know, it is that thing of strength, you know, we temper both sides of ourselves. But the hold your vision, you know exactly who you are, and you know who you want to be, and kind of this person looking down and not at her vision, which I feel like is what your hold your vision card is. You know, it's almost like, look up, and you know, we are a reflection from the above, from our higher selves, from spirit. And if we take time to breathe and check in with ourselves, and just, you know, take a step back from the situation and just hold our focus onto what we want to be and who we are, I think things naturally fall into place with you. With this Magician energy, I just feel like you are able to manifest, and I think that's why people are drawn to you. You're magnetic because you just have this ability. And like I said, I think you already know how to get out of it, how to reconcile this kind of energy with your natural state. So I really think you needn't worry. This energy's coming to you, this fortuitous possibility. Yeah, you've just got to hold on to it, hold on to your dreams, and you'll achieve it. You really will. So I'm going to leave that there today. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for watching. If you're still with me, if anything resonated with you today, I'd love to hear in the comments, and feel free as well to like and subscribe this video. I'd really appreciate it. And I've also got my Instagram, which I'll tag below as well. But hopefully I'll see you soon. Have a really good day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi there, Pile 4, how are you? If you picked the Moss Agate Moon, this one is for you. So, at the moment, I really feel like instantly I can see you're a creative person. I mean, we've got this unfinished symphony card here, and I just think I think you are a creator. And I think it comes out of a place for creating for others. And bringing happiness and contentment to other people, and I feel like maybe you're on the edge of finishing off a great symphony. And this oyster energy over here, the reason I think you're caring, and I mean I'm sure you are a caring person, Anna phrase that better, but I think this water energy, you might be a water sign, so you might be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, but you might have placements. It doesn't matter. Either way, I can just see you're a treasure trove, and you really have that light that spills forth out of you. And Katy Perry's Fireworks coming from me, and I think you're a firework, basically. I think you have all of this inside you, and maybe that's drawing you away from other people. Maybe that's drawing you away from your family, sort of thing, or your friends, or your chosen family, or whoever they are, because this is the crux of you, is out of love. That's what it is. And you do focus on your inner light, and that's how you see the world, like through your relationships. And the oyster, maybe you're climbing up, maybe you're not quite ready to release this project into the world. Maybe it's different than anything you've ever done, or if it's to do with work or that kind of thing, a particular, work lingo, Anna, a particular project or job that I feel like is coming to an end, and you're not quite ready to let it land yet, let other people see it. And this balancing act, I feel like you've got a lot of things as well coming at you potentially, or you're just trying to find the right balance of, am I happy releasing it in yet? Yeah, I am, it's perfect. No, I can change this. I feel like you might have that kind of energy. It's all going to go to the successful conclusion, and everyone, and I just know people are going to love it, because like I said, your oyster energy, you're a treasure trove, and you just have so much light to give. And I think when you go into your work and you go into your creative space, I feel like you are you could be quite closed off with the oyster, so maybe you are really missing this connection to family and friends. But what I'm here to say, the rainbow is prosperity and peace after emotional storms, and the oyster has all of this rainbow colors coming out of it. So I know that's bursting forth, and maybe you're the one to bring people together, which is just so beautiful. So I'm going to use the world today as our axle. So really this reading is about kind of seeing where you've come from, to really learn about that, learn about our past, so that we can have honesty and learning and change the future, because we are so capable of doing that. But yeah, in the present we just need to accept, and the only way to let new energy in is to release the old, but remember it as well. Like, remember what happened, remember what we did, so we don't repeat it. So let's look at what you're setting sail from. So kind of give us a bit more context to the situation. So Spirit, what does pile 4, what are they setting sail from? I think you wanted to fall out, didn't you? There's the 2 as well. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so like I said, if you were drawn to another video, I would definitely give that one a watch as well, because I feel like I'm picking up some, I might be speaking too soon, but I feel like I'm picking up some similar sort of energy. So with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like maybe news, or maybe you're going to be delivering something. I feel like that's it. You've focused your attention on this project, and maybe it's something to do with your career, maybe a job, maybe you've been interviewing for something and you're kind of getting to those final stages. But even if it's not, even if it is your kind of your project or whatever you're working on, I feel like you're approaching it, and you're going with sure footing as well. And like the 8 of Pentacles here, you know, I really get this strong sense that you are nearing the end. This unfinished symphony, you are getting there. And this 6, it's reversed, but it's kind of your success from the end. And I feel like maybe it is your friends and family that are gonna push you to this final point, and you're gonna leave these worries and the kind of the feeling of feeling unbalanced, and the balancing, like the balancing out. Maybe maybe you'll have someone to help you through that. But either way, you're persistent, you're dedicated to finding, and you will put the hard work in, the grind. You are disciplined and skilled and craftful, and you really care. You put your all to it, all into it. And I think it is your thoughts, your kind of, maybe you're a bit of a perfectionist, and maybe this project's been ready for a while and you're just like, nope, I need to make sure, like I just need to read this final paragraph again and again, just to be absolutely sure. I mean, it might not even have a paragraph in it, but you know what I mean. It's every fine detail, and that's maybe why you're kind of climbing up. Maybe you're in your own kind of like cave of work, and I think you do focus on your inner light, and that's what channels you. But maybe you're second guessing yourself a bit, and your thought energy isn't coming. I think it is coming from a place of love, because it's all within you. And I think your thoughts, your mechanisms, because you learn from past. But I think maybe it's not coming from. Maybe it's not coming through a love of work anymore. Maybe you're kind of getting to the end of it, and maybe it's a bit of a slog. Maybe you're a bit like, oh gosh, I just kind of do want to release it now, but I feel like that's where you're at. Or maybe new opportunities are coming, so you haven't quite finished that off yet, so you're kind of dipping your toe in 2 waters. That could be it. But let's look at what kind of baggage you've got at the moment, what you might need to let go of, and kind of the current journey, like what's going on. Okay, and that one as well. And on the back of the deck, we have got the Page of Cups. So we've got the 8 of Wands, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Well, yeah, if you were drawn to another video, like a lot of these cards are quite, like, especially pile 3, well actually quite a few of them, I feel like this is another very similar time. Maybe the world is just giving us all of this bit of, okay, finish up this bit so we can start something new, potential energy. So I really feel like whatever's happening, maybe you feel like you're out of control of the situation. Maybe it's got to the point where it's inevitably going to end and nothing you can do anymore will stop it being released to the world. Like, it's kind of out of your hands. And I think because you are very grounded, and you like to put in the work, I think maybe that's quite scary for you. You don't want to release your treasure quite yet. And I'm really inclined to tell you, like, all is well that ends well. Like, I think just trust that, you know, you've poured your soul into it and your love, and that will come up rainbows and sunshine. And I mean the sun as well. This is enlightenment and enrichment and wisdom and like super in being in touch with your higher self and your super conscious, and it's really just the joy of release, and it's really all knowledge as well. I feel like you're just gonna feel, I think you're gonna feel lighter, and you're just going to, I think you're just gonna see the world in a new light, is what I'm feeling. Maybe it's weighed on you for quite a while, and you're actually just, maybe even though you're holding on to it, you're actually just ready to let it go now. And this, I mean, yeah, this page of cups here, I think you are really reflective, and maybe you see this as a big service to others as well, this work that you're putting into, and that's why you're channeling so much into it, and you care so much. And the fact that there's water here with this water energy, but this is the Queen of Swords, and I feel like, you know, maybe you feel the seas are stormy a bit, and maybe you haven't been meditating and reflecting as much as you used to, and you're trying to find clarity, this sword, or maybe you're cynical or worried about the work going out there, but you're such an intelligent person, that's what I can see, and you've got such light, and that is what is gonna burst through. And from the clan, like, I can just see, you know, you're just gonna spring forth. So I feel like the Queen is more kind of this energy again. Like, I think maybe you'll be releasing it soon, and you'll have that. I think you'll kind of come to terms with that it's going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly, and then you'll have that final, like, oh no, wait, no, I can't, no, and then it's sort of out of your control at that point. But I think you are going to feel lighter, and I feel like it's going to fulfill you, and I think you'll kind of look back and on the journey as well. But yeah, I kind of want to clarify that Queen of Swords spirit. Can we clarify the Queen of Swords for pile 4, please? Can I just get a bit of... Can I get a bit of sun energy, a bit of clarity on that? Oh, caught it. 2. Okay, yeah, so it's almost that, it's the change that's happening. So like the sun rising after the moon setting sort of thing. I think, you know, you're balancing up your options. And maybe you're playing a bit between like the will that it's gonna come out and it will do it, and following your intuitional spark there, and then you reflecting and meditating over it, and you're just trying to balance, I think, these two things with thinking and also trying to ground it in the physical world. And I mean, the fact now that we have all of these elements on the table as well as the sun, I think you're just waiting for, I think you really just need this situation. You just really want to let it go, because I feel like you've got other things coming your way, and there might be a part of you that resists it, but I think there is a strong need to tick that box, as it were. So let's look at where you're currently going with these energies. And like like I said before, you know, it's all free will, you can change it, but this is just the current energies at play at the moment. So let's see what the future has in store for... Ooh. Okay. Okay. And at the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. So I feel like this, well, I mean, both these cards, the Happy Family and the Ten of Cups, is really completion. I can't speak anymore. Completion and fulfillment, and it is that rainbow after the emotional storms and turmoil that we faced. And I feel like this unfinished symphony here, this is material gain in reverse, but I feel like maybe you'll look back at the accomplishments that you made, and maybe you'll be like, oh God, like it's good and I'm happy, but there's still a part of me. And with this downward Knight of Swords, I feel like maybe you'll release that defensiveness and that charge forward and that battle with yourself, and you'll be like, actually no, I am really fulfilled. I feel like that's the main one over this. I feel like that's the thing. I think, you know, you might still have those moments where once you've released it, you're like, oh God, like I could have built something differently, or I could have tinkered it here and there, but I think you're gonna let that go, that defensiveness and of your work. And I think your family and your chosen family and friends are just gonna help your mind. And I think this Ace of Pentacles is very much like we were talking about the balancing act, like loads of different possibilities now coming up for you. I feel like you're gonna have the moment to start creating again, or maybe you'll have a new career or that kind of thing, if we're looking at it from the lens of a career and all the work that you've put in, or the project. I feel like something new is coming on the horizon, and this is the luckiest card on the deck, really. And it's just the light shining forth like the sun. I feel like that is what is rising, and it is literally willing you to just be like, come on, like finish it now, you know, you're there, you are there. And yeah, and release your presence and your light to the world. And yeah, it's so important, like I said at the start, it's so important to know where you've been, but at a certain point we've got to let go about worrying about what we've done. We've got to accept that that's happened, and we can learn and change and be different in the future from it, from those energies. And your work is so important, and what you're delivering, and it is going to bring fulfillment and contentment and like a full heart to people. It's just going to be joyous, and you'll just keep on creating. You really will. So let's get you some Moon Oracle cards out on the table. So, and you too. And on the back of the deck, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Have faith in your dreams. Nothing will come out of this situation. So, and it's really on your future, like, you know, this situation of battling against the inevitable, as it were, with the swiftness. Balance spirituality and practicality. Be bold and make the first move. So with the balance spirituality and practicality, I really feel like that is your practical mind of putting it out there, and your spirituality of, because I feel like you create from your spirit, from your soul. And you know, we have our practical mind and you have all of this grounding, but maybe you need to add more of this Page of Cups energy, and trust the emotions that it stirs up in you, and that's what's led you to this point, because you care. Be bold and make the first move. I think that's with this. Maybe this opportunity is going to be presented it to you, or maybe you present this idea to someone else. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's willing you to, you've got this idea stirring it up inside of you now. So do it. And yeah, nothing will come out of the situation we've already spoken about. I think the battle, like, this is going to come to an end. It will come to a natural close. It's not just going to be hanging in the air. Put the final note on that symphony and go out with a bang. Have faith in your dreams. Again, if you're dreaming of a new project or a new start, then have faith that that's going to happen for you, and look at the bigger picture. I mean, yeah, like, maybe this project hasn't been exactly what you wanted, which is why you've been so hesitant to kind of complete it, and maybe something else is pouring forth, and maybe you've done this job so in order to get to that point, and it is coming. It really, really is. And you know, the archer of Sagittarius is gifted with finding that bullseye and hitting the mark, and I really feel like you will hit that mark. And yeah, you are gonna find your dreams. I really do feel like that. Yeah, just share them. Back to this oyster. Share your dreams. Make the first move. Maybe you just need to be like, yeah, okay, fine. Press send on that email or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm going to leave that here today. I'd love to know if anything resonated with you in the comments. If you can, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you really, really soon.